is that man walking through all of that? I wonder who that is. Did we model that on someone? I'm not sure, but I do know that Chantal Joes is here from Campaign Life Coalition, and she's been away in India on holiday.
I know, it was a nice vacation.
Good. I haven't been on holiday, so I'm not going to ask you too many questions. Now, we're going to show a video in a couple of seconds' time. There is some language. I don't think people can hear it, and they probably heard the words before. We're going to cut it out before the really bad language happens at the end. Now, this is a gay pride festival in...
Seattle, actually.
Right.
And it's really unfortunate for the entire community. I mean, you have seen demonstrations before, and at every demonstration, anything that really matters, there's a counter demonstration. And, you know, it's the right and freedom of people to protest and counter-protest. But what we have here is a disgusting, disgusting reality of what gets out of hand.
Can I ask you a question here?
Yeah.
And I know people are going to say, well, Michael Corrin's obviously sold out. What is the point of Christians going along to pride demonstrations, marches, whatever you want to call them, and announcing they disagree? I mean, do they really think that people say, oh, my God, you're right. Well, I'm not gay anymore.
Right, and I kind of take that same token. I don't think the method they go about it, you know, repent or else. Like, I mean, I don't know if anyone ever told me that about anything I was doing. I would take them
even
seriously.
Just being there. I mean, what is the actual point?
I mean, I think for them, maybe it's to kind of, you know, edify what they believe in, to stand up in what they believe in, regardless of if it'll convert anyone. Maybe it's just to make their own point. I don't think that it's the best way to go about it. I think, if anything, it provokes and angers.
It does, but they have a right to be there.
But they absolutely have a right to be there. The same way that the Pride Parade has the right to be there. We, unfortunately, can't control it. I mean, every year at the pro-life rallies, I see the topless woman there, and I think to myself, well, I want to be pro-life, pro-choice, because I see the topless woman. Well, it's not the greatest way to go about it.
You go along to look at it?
No, of course I don't go along.
Now, we're going to see a video here. I warn people, and I said this to you before we went to air. If David Beckham or Brad Pitt take their shirt off, okay, I mean, you know, I can understand that. But why is it always the people who look like a melted candle who do that? But anyway, have a look at the video now, please. Now, it gets quite nasty. I'll say again, I think it's absolutely pointless standing there saying repent. The idiot who really causes a trouble is not gay, apparently.
Well, no, he's actually...
He's way too fat and ugly to be gay, isn't he?
Oh, God. I'm not going there. But what it is he's a married man who's had 29 arrests since 1994. I don't think he has anything to do with the gay pride movement at all.
Why is he still out if he has 29?
I have no clue, and it has a whole other problem attached to it. But I think it's really unfortunate for the, you know, that community who really has a bad rap at this point because of something that happened. The you know, LGBT community.
The gay community has a bad rap.
Because
you've been in India too long. The gay community does not have a bad rap. It has an amazingly good reputation.
I'm saying
we're digressing from the story. Look, the people there, some of the people from the gay community are saying go away, go. They're trying to push him away. Others are joining in the attack.
Right.
Where are the police?
They come out and they completely condone the behavior. They don't think it's okay at all. But
they condone the behavior?
They say it's not okay for...
They condemn the behavior?
They condemn the behavior, sorry. But the biggest... What I'm trying to say is I don't think he has anything to do with their community.
So he's been arrested?
He's been arrested, and the police have come out and said, thank God for this video that's here to show the proof and that show that this is not okay.
Well, that's different from Toronto, of course, where...
We've had really horrible
And the police did nothing. In fact, the police threatened to arrest the people who were there who were not saying repent.
Oh, and justify the violent abuse. And I mean, it's unfortunate. I think, though, in this incident, he has nothing to do with being gay. He's just a man who's obviously violent.
Why was he there?
I have no clue. clue. I mean, it's the same incident I have with people at pro-life rallies who go out and start harassing other people, pro-choicers who completely disagree. You know, they go out, they start swearing and cussing.
I've never seen that.
Nothing to do with the pro-life movement.
Never seen that.
I've heard stories of it, and whenever I do hear stories of it, I say, well, they're not pro-life. They have nothing to do with what we're doing.
Okay. I've got to say, I've never seen it. Are you being paid, by the way, by the other side to be here today?
No, not at all. But I'm saying this is a reality. There's some really stupid, angry people who don't have any sense of what the cause actually is, who do these things.
Yes, there are. Now, let's talk about the world's first GM babies. Does that mean General Motors?
No, it's genetically modified.
Oh, I thought it was babies who could drive fast cars.
Yeah, what it is it's really bizarre, and it's coming out really misleading. So, you know, basic biology, each one of us has an egg, and the egg has two types of genes in it. It has a mitochondrial gene and a nucleus gene.
I think you mean women, not men.
Women, men, yes. But the egg, the two sets of genes each carry different traits. The nuclear genes, obviously, will have the more identifiable ones, the physical traits, you know, what me and you look like, that sort of thing. Mitochondrial genes are just as important. What they do is they convert carbs into energy, and we need them.
You're going to have to get to the point here.
Right. Mitochondrial, you know, there's a big problem. Some people don't have as strong ones, and researchers, what they have said is we can change that. We can make healthy babies by just, all we're going to do is take a donor's mitochondria and put it in to a healthy woman's egg. And so we have now 3 people's DNA. We have the mother, a donor, and they're in one egg that gets fertilized the same way IVF is by a man, and now we have 3 sets of DNA.
How many of these are going on?
We've had 30, two of those children actually are 1 year old, and they have had DNA tests, and they have the identity of 3 individual people.
Why are I assume, is it the mother who's requesting this?
The mother, parents, we don't know exactly. We don't know if this is
what is their reason? Because there is a history of some sort of illness in their family?
Researchers saying that it's infertility. It has nothing to do with fertility. They're completely fertile, but this mitochondrial gene gets passed down from generation to generation, and at some point, you know, it will cause different fatality. And we don't know if it's fatalities, but there are some kind of defects and disorders.
So their argument would be that they want their children to be healthy.
Healthy. 1 in 6,500 is the number that we've heard of that have some sort of mitochondrial disease. And we don't know the extent of it, but women want to take precautions. So what they're going to do is now have 3 sets of DNA. Here's all kinds of problems. We can adjust that entirely. We can say, well, I have really healthy mitochondria, but I don't like the way that I look. Let me get a woman who really looks great to let me have their nuclear gene and get that passed on.
How often is that really going to happen?
We don't have a clue, but as far as research, we don't know what research has done so far. I mean, this just came out and we went, oh my gosh, well now we've changed the entire species of humans. I mean, we're only supposed to have 2 sets of genes. Now we have 3.
There's a bit of hyperbole here. We haven't changed the entire species of human.
We've changed 30.
This is potentially very, very worrying. I would agree, incredibly so.
But it's happened already. We've changed the germline. We now have 3 individual genes in, 30 children, and they are future going to have children, and their offspring will now have that many more.
Do you think this can be stopped?
Of course it can be stopped if we know about it and if people take precautions. We are going to have all kinds of problems in the future. The same way we don't really know about IVF and, you could be hooking up with your brother because we don't know who my donor is. The same thing when we have 3 different gene cells. We don't know exactly what the extent is of it, and is it really, worthwhile in the long term?
As long as, please God, that fat moron in the original video is not sending his gene pool to any other human being. Thank you very much for your time.
Have a great day, Michael.